my speech, but I still kind of depend on my phone. So, so I just want to start by saying good morning to you all, and I'm glad that you guys all made it here safe and sound. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day today. So, for those of you that don't know, my name is Kyleigh Tailfeathers, and like Ben said, I'm the first student to go through this program. And I wanted to share a little bit about my experience and what God is doing to me and through me through this program. So I want to start off with a verse that frames everything that I'm about to share, which is Ecclesiastes 4:12. And King Solomon writes, "A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken." So I noticed that things often come in sets of three. So, for example, the three primary colors, which is red, blue, yellow, the three states of matter, solid, liquid, and gas. And then there's the beginning, middle, and end of a story. And even in sports, there's baseball, which is 3 strikes and you're out. And so I wanted to share about 2 sets of 3 today. The first set being the 3 pillars of NINSOM, which is formal education, like Ben talked about, and then discipleship and internship. So that's the first set. Then the second set, I wanted to share a little bit about the Chicago Bulls dynasty, which is, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, and Jordan. it's the nerves, okay? Okay, so Jordan. And so Dennis Rodman, he wasn't the flashiest. He wasn't known for scoring all the points. And oftentimes he did the dirty work, which was rebounding, hustling, playing defense. Things that most players in today's game don't have. And so it's very important. Like, he played a very important role back then. And it wasn't, like I said, the flashiest, but it was vital. And without him, I doubt the Bulls would have, been as successful as they were. And so I think that is very similar to the internship part of NINSOM. So the internship part of NINSOM is about serving. And as Pastor Joel said last week, mentioned that sometimes it doesn't always look pretty. And sometimes it could be very uncomfortable. And the school gives me the opportunity to serve, whether that's in children's church or the nursery or even throughout the community. And not only does it give me the opportunity, it also, the people, Ben, Molly, Todd, Sierra, they help me, they walk, and they guide me, like the video was saying. They guide me through it, and that's very helpful. I don't feel alone, like I'm the one that's just out there serving. And of course, God, but I think that I just wanted to appreciate them for that. And then another thing is, at the school we had to choose a spiritual discipline. And I enjoy helping others, so I thought, I'll do servanthood. Yeah, that one was a rude awakening. I was I was unprepared, and I really, really, through that assignment, I learned that how much like Jesus, like I gained a new perspective and a new understanding and a new appreciation for him. He was King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and he came and he served. And he said, the Son of Man, the Son of Man didn't come to be served, but to serve. And serving is a very crucial part of our walk as Christians and in ministry. And so that assignment really, really put, like I said, Jesus in a new perspective. And I've learned that ministry isn't just about standing up here or behind the pulpit or, preaching. It involves doing the small, the unseen things, the things that make you feel uncomfortable, the things that people often don't appreciate or even notice. And so, like I said, Dennis Rodman's part, his rebounds, those were crucial. And so, part of serving, that's very crucial to our walk. And then the second player was Scottie Pippen. And Scottie was very steady, I would say. He was like the glue, I guess, that held the team together. He gave them a good structure, and he played also very important part for the Bulls. And he gave them a framework to be successful as a team. And so I think of that as like the formal education part at Northwest. It's teaching me about theology and how to balance my walk with Christ, which is like Sierra called it a balanced unicorn. And that means like it's trying to find balance. It's almost impossible. Like I feel like one time I'm walking good, and then the next I'm, trying to balance the other way. And so um, I think that the school gives me the opportunity, and it also gives me a solid foundation in order to try to at least chase that unicorn. And so I'm very thankful for that part of it. We do some pretty cool assignments. We did an assignment where I had to write an epistle. And, like, where do you even begin to write like Paul? This guy who has so much knowledge and so much understanding. And like I said, where do I begin? And I was really torn. Like, it was a very challenging assignment, to say the least. And I start writing it, and it gave me like a new everything is like deep in my understanding of Christ and the walk, and what it really means to be a Christian. And um, it helped me speak truth, like when I'm speaking to other people. And I know that I struggled with that I wanted to put the gospel and share the gospel in a way that, I don't want anyone to be, in a way, convicted or condemned, or like I wanted to make it sound like a fairy tale. And the truth is that it's tough, actually. Like, when a family member comes up to you, or someone close to you, a friend or a coworker, and they want to know about Jesus, how do you tell them in a way that, one, it doesn't sugarcoat their sins, and it doesn't present the gospel in a way that, right now you say this prayer and you're saved. And in a way that you could be truthful with them and say, like, you're a sinner, like I'm a sinner. And I feel like Paul does a really good job in his writings of calling your sin out, but in a way that doesn't make you feel condemned, but convicted. And so that was a really cool, but again, challenging assignment from the school. But like I said, I feel like that the school, the theology that they teach is like about biblical understanding and everything. So I feel like it it's giving me that framework. It's giving me that steadiness that Scottie gave the team. That's the leadership part. It's giving me that. It's leading me down like a good road, or it's helping me lead down a good road. And then last but not least, there's Jordan. And Jordan, everyone wanted to be like him. Everyone wanted to imitate him. Everyone studied him and practiced his moves. And whether or not you were athletic or not, it made you feel like you could jump. And so I think of that, like the discipleship part, the one-on-one. And Jordan could take anyone one-on-one. If you want to argue with me later, we can. But Jordan could take anyone one-on-one, and I feel like the discipleship part of NINSOM is similar to that. There's a lot of one-on-one work, and that's where Sierra comes in, is that her and she's my discipleship mentor, and we have really good conversations and lessons. And one lesson that I strictly remember is abiding and abiding in God. And that doesn't look like a one-time deal or a one-time transaction. That's an everyday thing. You know, we're trying to be like Christ every single day. And, you know, everyone wanted to be like Mike in the 90s. Well, as Christians, we're called to be like Christ. And so that's how I correlate the two. And I think that NINSOM does a really good job leading in all three pillars, but especially that one, because it's, for us, like Ben said, we learn better like hands-on. And so having the hands-on and one-on-one conversations, I feel like I grew as a Christian so much. I grew in my walk just through this school, through each one. But that one specifically really, really helped me through a lot of stuff. And so that's as much as I could remember. So let me go to my notes to see what else I put in there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So to tie it all up, when you put Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan together, you get a dynasty. And when you put the internship, formal education, and discipleship together, you get a foundation that's not easily broken. Like the verse I said earlier, a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. And I feel like that is what God is using to prepare me for his kingdom. So I'm very grateful for NINSOM because it doesn't just focus in one area. It shapes my mind through education, my heart through discipleship, and my hands through service. Together, those three things make something strong, something lasting, and something God could use. That's why I want to encourage you, if you ever felt God stirring something in you, if you ever felt the pull toward ministry, or even just wanted to go deeper in your walk with him, NINSOM is a place to grow. It's not just a school, it's a tool in the process of sanctification, of becoming more like Christ by learning how to serve, to follow, and to be shaped into who God is calling you to be. So I'm very thankful for this opportunity. One, for the opportunity to share in front of all of you, and the opportunity of the school. So I just want to thank Ben, Sierra, Molly, Todd, and Pastor Joel, and Erica, and everyone else who had an input or anything about it. So with that being said, yeah, thank you.
Man, can I just say, to see Kyleigh up here talking in front of everybody is kind of a miracle in and of itself. From where she was like a year ago when I kind of first met her to now, it's like there's just such a